Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about the top 10 beautiful volcanoes in the world. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to our channel for future updates. What are the world's most beautiful volcanoes? That is an enticing question. Extinct and active volcanoes may be found all over the world, providing some of the most fascinating natural landscapes on the planet. All are well worth a visit as soon as possible to marvel at their beauty and enigma. Here are the world's top 10 most beautiful volcanoes. Number 10. Mount Teide, Tenerife, Canary Islands, Spain. Visit Mount Teide on the Canarian island of Tenerife to ease yourself into volcanic tourism. Even though it is classified as an active volcano, it does not have any flowing lava, making it a relatively safe area to begin. Mount Teide is Spain's tallest peak, and while there is a cable car that will take you most of the way up, if you want to see the cauldron, you'll have to climb an additional 3 hours from the cable car station to the summit. When should you leave? Summer temperatures in Tenerife can reach 40 degrees Celsius or higher, making strenuous activities such as hiking up mountains difficult. Teide can be blanketed in snow in the winter, with temperatures below freezing at altitude. The ideal months to visit are late February through early May, or October and November. Mount Teide National Park is one of the most popular tourist destinations in Europe, so go early in the morning to avoid the throng. Number 9. Mount Etna, Catania, Sicily, Italy. Mount Etna has a lot going for it in terms of volcanoes. It's not only still active, but it's also the world's most active volcano, the largest in Europe, and dwarfs Italy's other two active volcanoes in terms of size. Yes, it's a highly volatile mountain that erupts frequently, and occasionally blasts smoke rings for added drama. You'll need thick-soled hiking boots and warm gear whether you take the cable car up and then hike to the peak, hike all the way, or drive up on a guided jeep excursion. Although the mountain is scorching hot, the temperatures at altitude are rather cool. When should you leave? Even if Mount Etna is not currently erupting, there will be smoke rising from the volcano, and there is no certainty that going up will be completely safe. The months of July and August, in the middle of the summer, are the busiest for tourists. If you want to avoid the crowds, go in the spring or autumn. Number 8. Sakurajima, Kyushu, Japan. From afar, Sakurajima may appear to be a harmless mound of rock as you enter Kagoshima Bay. It's a volcanic show-off that sends plumes of ash and smoke 16,000 feet into the air on one of its quieter days. It's a volcano that likes to rumble, and it has been doing so since 1955. When should you leave? The rainiest months are June to August, so plan your trip for October and later, and you'll probably be able to leave your umbrella at the hotel, unless it's raining ash instead. Number 7. Whakaari, White Island, Bay of Plenty, New Zealand. New Zealand's landscapes are as primal as they come, and visiting Whakaari, White Island will make you feel as if you've arrived in a world that time has forgotten. White Island resembles a witch's cauldron since it is only the tip of the volcano, with the remainder submerged beneath the water. Yes, there is a lot of hissing, bubbling, and venom spitting. A lake of acid, boiling mud, thermal streams, and a plethora of smelly sulfur that makes the ground orange and yellow are all there. When should you leave? In terms of temperature, the Bay of Plenty has a reasonably stable environment throughout the year. Autumn, which runs from March to May in New Zealand, is the wettest season. Number 6. Mount Kilimanjaro, Kilimanjaro National Park, Tanzania. Mount Kilimanjaro is the slumbering colossus of the world's volcanoes. It's not just Africa's largest volcano, it's also the continent's highest mountain, which draws mountain climbers as well as volcanic tourists. Mount Kilimanjaro has no active volcanoes. 2 of its 3 cones are extinct, while the third is dormant, having not erupted or breathed forth smoke in over 150,000 years. When should you leave? The dry season, which runs from July to October, is the perfect time to visit the Kilimanjaro National Park for a safari-style photography trip. Avoid visiting during the wet months of March, April, and May, when cloud cover might obscure the top. The months with the mildest weather are June through October, which are ideal for conquering Mount Kilimanjaro and trekking to the summit. Number 5. Kelimutu Volcano, Flores Island, Indonesia. The Kelimutu Volcano, located on the Indonesian island of Flores, is a volcano unlike any other. Kelimutu, like many other volcanoes around the world, has 3 cones, yet none of them are spitting fire and brimstone. Instead, they're crammed with vibrantly colored lakes that shift from a gorgeous glacial blue to a muddy crimson to a black hue depending on the volcanic activity beneath them. When should you leave? Avoid the Indonesian rainy season, which runs from October to April, unless you enjoy seeing your volcanoes in the rain. Any time from May through the end of September is wonderful, but expect to see more people during the peak tourist months of July and August. You may witness the dawn before hiking around the lakes if you go early in the morning. Number 4. Eyjafjallajökull, Suðurland, Iceland. The Eyjafjallajökull volcano in Suðurland is a very laid-back volcano. It's so cold that it's completely frozen over. Although it is still active, with the most recent large eruption in 2010, it is not hot enough to melt the glacial ice sheet that surrounds it. Eyjafjallajökull is part of a larger chain of volcanoes that runs over Iceland's terrain. It may appear unpretentious in terms of volcanoes at first appearance, but don't be fooled. When it last erupted, the plumes of smoke and ash jammed international flight lanes, stranding thousands of travelers in airports across Europe. When should you leave? Avoid the winter months unless you have the blood of an Eskimo, as sub-zero temperatures are common. If you want more daylight hours to snap more photos, go to Iceland between June and August, when the days seem to go on forever. Number 3. Mayon Volcano, Albay, Philippines. If you ask someone to draw a volcano, they'll almost certainly draw something that looks a lot like the Mayon volcano in the Philippines. In terms of shape, it is perhaps one of the best formed and symmetrical volcanoes anywhere on the planet. Its iconic conical form is a geometer's dream come true. It's also an expert at erupting, having done so on a regular basis for the past decade. It's the Philippines' most active volcano, and lava fountains have lately erupted from its peak to heights of 500 meters. When should you leave? When the Mayon volcano isn't erupting, it's the greatest time to visit, because when it does, it's serious business. Homes are evacuated, and lava and mud flows can wreak havoc on communities. Nonetheless, you can appreciate it from a safe distance. Before organizing a trip, it's a good idea to check the volcano's current status. You can do so on the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology's website. Number 2. Mount Fuji, Tokyo, Japan. Mount Fuji in Japan may have erupted over 3 centuries ago, yet it is still regarded as an active volcano. It is Japan's tallest mountain and towers over the metropolis of Tokyo. Mount Fuji is the only volcano that can be described as multi-purpose. When should you leave? If you wish to climb Mount Fuji, visit between July and August, when the weather is at its best and the hiking trails are open. It's best to start early in the morning because it's a long and popular full-day hike. You'll need to travel during the winter months of November to February when the snow has fallen, if you want to appreciate it from afar or photograph it with its distinctive white-capped top. Number 1. Mauna Loa and Kilauea, Hawaii, Volcanoes National Park, Hawaii. When it comes to volcanoes, Hawaii doesn't mess around. Kilauea, one of the world's most active volcanoes, is located within the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, as is Mauna Loa. Kilauea, not to be overlooked, is a ferocious beast of a volcano that has been erupting continuously since the early 1980s. When should you leave? If you're in Hawaii and it's going to rain, it'll most likely happen between November and March, with the rest of the year being rather consistent. Pre-dawn or after dark trips are the best ways to observe the beautiful lava flows at their most brilliant. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.